Here we have a new study looking at ultra-processed foods and the risk of cancer, cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes. This prospective cohort included over 260,000 participants from 7 European countries and followed them for about 11 years. They found that a 260-gram increase in ultra-processed food intake was associated with a 1% higher risk of cancer, a 6% higher risk of cardiovascular disease, and an 11% higher risk of type 2 diabetes. And ultra-processed food intake was associated with a 9% higher risk of developing at least 2 of those diseases. And these findings were after adjusting for confounding variables like age, sex, smoking status, physical activity, and more. Although the results for type 2 diabetes were attenuated after adjusting for body mass index. However, not all ultra-processed foods are created equal, so they did look at different types. They found that higher intakes of animal-based products or sugary beverages were each associated with a 9% higher risk. Although I do wish they separated the sugar-sweetened beverages and artificially sweetened beverages because the artificial sweeteners don't appear to increase the risk of cardiometabolic diseases based on the best available research. They also found that high intakes of sauces, spreads, and condiments may slightly increase risk, while high intakes of breads and cereals may slightly lower risk, which I suspect is driven by whole grain products. Interestingly, they also looked at plant-based meat and dairy alternatives and found they were not significantly associated with risk and possibly even with lower risk. Lastly, one limitation that's worth noting here is that they only assessed dietary intake at the beginning of the study, so it's unclear how or if people's diets had changed throughout the follow-up.